did a moment ago and landed a nice combination. Found it to his liking, jumped back into the southpaw stance a moment ago, and now throws a right-hand lead out of that. Again, a right hand, and he makes Vasquez miss with a left hand and a right.
Well, Vasquez looks like an exciting prospect, Tom.
Yes, he does. He's only 21.
He's only fought once here in the United States. That was not for forum boxing, but he fought in El Cajon. This is the first time we're getting a chance to see him here locally in Los Angeles, and he looks good.
Yes, he does. His punches are sharp and landing full on with almost everything he throws, moving beautifully. He's got Garcia befuddled, and he has nailed Garcia repeatedly. Garcia is a tough guy, though. He's got a record of 12-2-1, 12 knockouts. He's only 24.
The activity level of Israel Vasquez, very busy, shows side-to-side movement with his head and shoulders, Tom, and as he comes forward, he likes to keep those hands moving, too.
Solid right-hand lead, jolts Garcia's head back, another right-left. He's got Garcia in trouble. Down he goes in a heap. Solid combination. Garcia's under the bottom strand of the rope. I don't know if he's going to get up. He's on his feet. He's on his feet. Marty says, walk toward me. The bell. The bell can't save him, but he did raise up and did manage to wonder if he thinks this fight is over. I don't think the fight is over. He lasted the round. No, in fact, I don't know why they don't put a stool in there and take care of him.
I never actually heard the bell ring.
I did hear the bell, but doctor's coming in to take a look at Garcia. I don't think Garcia's corner recognized. Watch it again, Rich. He really takes some solid shots.
Well, Israel Vasquez just moving forward. There's the key right hand. That's a beauty right on the chin. And when he went down there, it looked as though he was going to be a knockout victim.
Well, now the doctor's over talking to him, and Garcia's indicating he wants to continue. His corner was lax and not getting that stool in there and taking care of him in better shape. But Marty Denkin goes over to see if he's all right. His face showing the effects of some solid shots landed by Vasquez, who so far is pitching a shutout. And yet Garcia seems to indicate he wants to come out for round 3. As you look at Vasquez, got a little bit of a welt under his right eye, but nothing in comparison to the guy across the way.
Well, Tom, you know, Garcia comes in here 12-2, great record. You have two young guys fighting here. It looks as though it's evenly matched, but Garcia appears to be just outclassed by Israel Vasquez. Vasquez looks to be a sensational prospect from what we've seen through 2 rounds of him. Look at him there. Focused, all business.
In fact, he isn't even breathing hard, and devastating puncher from what we've seen so far. And Garcia's caught most everything he's thrown at him. Garcia comes out. He will do well to stay away for a round or two and try to husband his strength and get back into this thing, but I don't think Vasquez is going to give him an opportunity, Rich. I think he'll be all over him like he was a free lunch counter.
Well, Tom, unless Garcia lands something big, and he does have a puncher's chance because he's got a big punch, but unless he lands something dramatic, he's got a real problem because he's being outfought both from the outside and from the inside.
Yes, almost every aspect of this get-together, he is on the losing end of it. And I don't know if it's a lazy left hand, but Vasquez is just throwing a right hand right over it, and right there, even as we speak, landed another thunderbolt of a right hand, and Garcia looks as though his legs are really not very substantial, gets nailed with another left, and the beat goes on.
Garcia's landed a couple of pretty good left hooks to the body here. One visibly seemed to force Vasquez back a step or two, but it's only a momentary respite. Vasquez, who already throws a high quality and a high volume of punches, Tom, it seemingly is picking up the pace even more.
Garcia was down in the second round. A flurry of punches, solid combinations decked him. He was on his feet at the count of 10. The bell cannot save you. And then the bell rang to signify the end of the second round. Again, that right hand by Vasquez. Vasquez with a right hand that might have been just a tad low. black. Well, we told you when we started the whole bill of fare tonight to pay attention. Don't wander away because we think it's going to be knockout city. So far, these two guys have given indication they are really going to, somebody's going to be carried out on their shield. You know, Garcia is surprisingly doing surprisingly well for a guy who was down and all but out, Rich.
Yeah, but he's bleeding from the nose again. He's somewhat desperate, Tom, and I think he's fighting this round with a little bit of sense of a desperation. Not that he's going wild and crazy, but he is shifting back and forth to a left-handed stance. He is trying to punch with Vasquez, but Vasquez is just so active and has been really pretty accurate here.
Right hand lead. Everything he throws, he lands. Vasquez does. He's beating Garcia to the punch repeatedly, backing him up, muddying his nose. Garcia swings to the southpaw style, putting on a game performance here, but Vasquez looks to be the class of this one. As round 3 is coming to a close, it's scheduled for 10, and we'll be back in a moment. Anaheim, this 10-round junior featherweight bout is over at the end of 3 rounds as Garcia unable to come out and answer the bell. Frank Espinosa picks up a victory with his boy, and Vasquez looked awfully good tonight. What a good-looking young prospect this kid is.
Well, Tom, you remember how excited we were when we saw Juan Manuel Marquez the first time at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas when he won with a 4-round KO. I get the same feeling here. This kid looks terrific and looks like a sensational prospect to me. Look at Vasquez at the end of round 3, just coming on, totally overwhelming his opponent, Oscar Javier Garcia. Now, the bell sounds right there. You see Garcia. The bell is sounded. He doesn't walk back to his corner. Now, Marty Denkin goes over to him, asks him, do you want to continue? As you can see, Garcia does not walk back immediately to the corner. Marty took a very close look at him right at this point. Kid backs off. Now he's asking him, and he kind of hesitates with his answer. He's not really convincing, and Marty Denkin waves his arm right there and says if that's the best that he can muster up for an answer, this fight is over.
Well, the mark of a fine referee, careful in looking at the men he was watching tonight and making sure that no further damage was done to Garcia. Taken right on top of his game, and a very fine, impressive win for Vasquez. Jimmy Lennon Jr.'s got the official call at the time. Jimmy, if you will, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 3. A referee in charge, Marty Denkin, calls a halt to the contest. The winner by way of knockout, Israel Vasquez.
Well, this indeed is a good-looking prospect, Rich. You hit it right on the nose. This kid is only 21, 17-1, 15 knockouts, and he appeared to have just every punch you need. He's just a kid at 21 years of age, but he certainly looks like he is going to be a real prospect. And well, Frank Espinosa's might be a treasure over there, young man out of Mexico City. All right, we'll be back with more. Fight Night at the Pond continues, but first we're going to take time out. It'll be free to